Tommy, injury-wise, how are we looking for the weekend? Did Darnell Fisher and Stephen Anderson come back into the lineup?
Yeah, they're both in the squad. Darnell was able to train Thursday and Friday, and with everybody fit. So it gives me an opportunity, if I think I need to freshen up, which is always important when you play 3 games in a week. You know, we did that on Tuesday night. Particularly after having a tough game on the surface at Kilmarnock, we were able to bring 1 or 2 in, and I think that helped us give a freshness to the team without weakening the team, and that's why I keep emphasising the point about the strength of the squad, that we can make 2 or 3 changes if we feel we need to, even more if we need to, and the squad isn't really weakened, or the team isn't weakened.
And what's the mood been like in training this week following that win at Ibrox on Tuesday?
Well, it was good. I mean, the Thursday, for the ones that played most of the game, is a recovery day, and you know, of course they were bubbly. Everybody was bubbly, but you know, we had to work hard. The ones that, you know, weren't involved in Tuesday night, and we've worked hard today, and we're ready to go tomorrow. We know that, you know, we're long enough in the game to know that Tuesday's gone, and it can't influence. The only thing that can influence tomorrow's game is our performance, and that has to be right up there with the performance that we had at Ibrox. If we do that, you know, we're more than capable of getting 3 points.
And Dundee United this week, after got their first win in 7 games, an extra time victory over Dunfermline in League Cup. What are you expecting from them tomorrow? Well, I mean, the make-up with Jackie's team has changed a bit. He's lost a lot of, you know, his big players, but they're still a very good team. They're strong. We've got, you know, maybe probably a bit more physicality about their team this year. As you look at their last team, maybe not enough, maybe not the same number of young players, although they've got a lot of very good young players in the starting 11. So it's maybe a bit of a, you know, transition for them, because a lot of players have left and a lot of top players have left. But I think that Jackie's, you know, recruited well and's got a really good squad, and a squad that you know, I think will be one of the clubs definitely that we'll be competing with to try and get in the top 6. St Johnstone leading the bottom half of the table so far, just in the outskirts of that, the top 6, 3 points ahead of Dundee United, so it's a big game from that perspective. It
is, but it's still early days, and as I say, you don't always look back, but we're in the same position what we were we're 1 point worse off than what we were last year, and we're exactly the same number of points off 4th place than what we were last year. And if you look at the table last year, I think Dundee United were top of the league, and Dundee were ahead of us, Hamilton were ahead of us, Kilmarnock were 7-8 points ahead of us at this stage last year. So we tend not to panic. We're not making sweeping statements that we're going to do this or that, and we don't, you know, it's not a time to panic. It's a time to just focus, take each game as it comes, and that's what we'll do. And hopefully by the end of the season, that'll get us enough points to be where we want to be.
I know it's a team game. I'm just going to pick out one player who's been impressive this season in recent weeks. Stephen McLean, top goal scorer, came back in the team on Tuesday. He didn't score, but he made 2 assists and nearly scored 1 for himself as well.
He knows he probably should have scored. He's raging about that one, but his all-round performance was excellent, and he's you know, he's involved in the goals. He's an intelligent footballer. He's getting into the one he missed. You know, he's getting into them positions more often. So I'm convinced that he will score more goals this season. And his touch for the first goal was, you know, if that happens in the Premier League, it'd be in England to be ranting and raving about it. It's a sublime touch and awareness to know that you know, Muzz is behind him. So pleased with him, and pleased, you know, he'll be first to admit it was a real, to go to Ibrox and win against a team, you know, a very good team that's been doing well and on a high. You need everybody to play well, and everybody contributed the other night.
And Michael Halloran getting a lot of the plaudits as well, but for him, and even before I went with Stevie May, how important is it to have somebody alongside him like Stephen McLean, the experience that he brings? Well,
you know, Michael's played in various positions, so when he plays up top, he is helped by you know, the likes of Macca, or Johnstone. If he plays with him, he is helped with them because they're experienced players and they know, and Michael's able to feed off that. But I say Michael's had another one that's had a great start this season. We're wanting him to. The one pleasing thing about Michael is the consistency of his performances, and whether it's been on the left or the right or through the middle, he's had a high level of consistency this season, and he's got to continue that.
He's been a bit in the spotlight as well, media-wise. A lot of the media, a lot of Scottish media are taking notice of Michael Halloran just now.
Yeah, and about time too, because I think he's been someone that, since we brought to the club, has been more than effective, and you know, his pace. He must have scored me 17, 18 goals, and he's not even here 2 years. And that's for someone that plays, you know, left or right or through the middle. Doesn't always play through the middle. His assists, his tally's going up. So I say all round, I'm really pleased with Michael's contribution. What is Michael like behind the scenes in the dressing room and training? He's a quiet lad, although he's coming out of his shell a bit more now. He gets a lot of stick from the lads because he's a perfectionist. He gets his kits and that he gets a seamstress to alter his kit and make it tighter and skin tight on him. So, but he's a really good professional. He knows, he looks after himself. He trains well. He eats all the right things and looks after his body and works extremely hard and worked extremely hard over the summer. But he's a good lad to have about, and he has come out over the last few months. I think we can see him come out of his shell a little bit. Just finally, Tommy, just outside St Johnstone, Ian Barraclough's was sacked earlier this week by Motherwell. How much do you feel for him? I don't know him that well, but I always feel for any manager, because it's you know, we either get, you know, sacked or sold. That's just the bottom line. That's the game that we're in. We all go into it with open eyes and know that how difficult it is. And 1 minute you can be, you know, think everything's going well, and 3 or 4 bad results, and things can change quickly. So not nice, and particularly at this stage of the season, because, you know, I keep saying, you know, look where we were at this stage last season, and look where we end up. And it's rare in Scotland, I think, for you know, clubs, you know, he hasn't been there that long. I think it's 30 odd games, so it's quite rare that clubs in Scotland, you know, take that sort of action, because they'd have proven in the past that they, you know, the chairman and the board do show a bit of patience to their managers and let them have a bit of time. And but obviously the Motherwell board have thought that's enough and made that decision. But I say, don't like to see anybody lose their job.